I am Dana Malcolm with Rashid S. on tonight. This is your evening edition of Top Stories for Tuesday, December 12th, 2023. Coming up, the news that matters most.
There's only one place in Providenciales where you can really feel your duty-free savings, and that's at Sam's Club on Leeward Highway. Duty-free bread basket items on top of Sam's Club already low prices? If you're not shopping at Sam's Club, you're paying too much.
If the PDM gets elected, the DMMO will have to go. That is according to Edwin Astwood, opposition leader. He spoke to our news team earlier today, telling us an appeal was unlikely, but simply said, when elected, we will seek to reinstate the tourist board. The statement came less than 24 hours after the TCI courts ruled against the opposition in the matter of a judicial review of certain bills relating to the setup of the Destination Marketing and Management Organization. Officially called Experienced Turks and Caicos, it replaced the tourist board in summer 2023, workers and all, to staunch criticism from the opposition. An intense fight has broken out between countries at COP28 over the strength of the COP28 agreement presented by the president of COP, Sultan Al Jaber. He's also the head of the UAE's state oil company. That agreement is supposed to limit fossil fuel production, but some countries are describing it as insufficient, allowing more time for fossil fuels to be phased out. Small island states have flat out refused to sign, with Cedric Schuster of Samoa, the chair of the Alliance of Small Island States, describes as a death certificate. Australia, the US, UK, Japan, and others have also refused to co-sign the quote-unquote death certificates. We go now to Rashid S. on. He has top stories from around the region. Magnetic Media is your news leader.
There is a butcher and store at the new Sunny Foods at the Blue Hills Roundabout. Visit the store for the same Sunny service, same Sunny selection, same Sunny savings. Sunny Foods in 5 Keys, Sunny Foods in Grand Turk, 2 locations, Sunny Foods now in Blue Hills. Sunny says no one beats his prices. No one.
It's now time for your regional top stories. I'm Rashid Esson. CARICOM's Eminent Persons Group, EPG, is in Haiti once more and could again leave empty-handed, reports say. Negotiations continued on Monday after starting on Friday, December 8th, but it is reported that Haiti's stakeholders rejected CARICOM's proposal regarding the creation of a presidential council. CARICOM announced the group's return to the Republic on Friday on its Facebook page, informing that the reason is to facilitate negotiations for a framework agreement to bring about transitional governance aimed at helping Haiti to finally have free and fair elections. However, given the rejection by the stakeholders, it is reported that for now, the EPG is simply observing discussions. The group is scheduled to leave Haiti on Thursday, December 14th. The U.S. Embassy in Nassau, Bahamas reminded U.S. citizens to remain safe as Christmas approaches. It said the holiday period historically sees an increase in crime and violence, as local police have warned in previous years. This was said in a release on December 5th, and the embassy's recommendations include not using ATM machines located in isolated areas or using ATM machines in locations that have security coverage, and also knowing that vehicles and other valuables are not worth your life if confronted by armed criminals. Antimicrobial resistance is an important development globally for the nearing future, and Mia Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados, highlighted the seriousness of this amid climate change effects. She points out the possibility of new pathogens and highlights the need for stronger research into antimicrobial resistance.
It is the 3rd largest killer in the world, and it is expected to be the largest reason for people dying by 2050.
Magnetic Media is your news leader.
I'm Superintendent Dwight Gardner of the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force. During the holiday season, crime rates tend to increase. This is due in part to shoppers carrying more cash and credit cards with them while shopping. Tip number 3. Business owners, securing your cash registers. Position the cash register away from the front door. Open the cash drawer only when in use. Example, when the customer pays for merchandise. Close the cash drawer before the merchandise is packaged. Lock the cash drawer and remove the key when not in use. Clear excessive cash from the register often, randomly, and not in front of customers.
That was a public service announcement from the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force.
A new report has been released that quantifies what former slave territories are owed for the period of enslavement by the Europeans who perpetuated transatlantic slavery for centuries. Commissioned by the University of the West Indies and compiled by the Brattle Group, the report says a total of $131 trillion is owed. The researchers in the project used the cost of agricultural labor during slavery and quantifiable harms in their calculations, those harms including unpaid labor, $54 trillion, the loss of liberty, $10 trillion, personal injury, $6 trillion, gender-based violence, $11 trillion, the enslaved mental pain and anguish, $24 trillion, and finally the colonial share of wealth disparity listed at $22 trillion. We have the numbers for all of the Caribbean countries that the research paper says were directly impacted by slavery. That's coming up tomorrow. That is it for this edition of the news. I am Dana Malcolm alongside Rashid Esson. Thank you for joining us. Top Stories in 5 is a Magnetic Media production.